I love the Olympics. Having the 2020 Olympics just wrap up here in 2021. I mean, it was a different year with the Olympics, but the thing that was steady was the inspiration, the motivation, watching these incredible athletes come together around the world to compete on this world stage. I cry at the commercials, I cry at the stories, I cry watching people win and lose and have their personal bests. It's just such a wonderful thing. And I love watching my kids watch the Olympics and they come alive in their sports. I believe that those Olympics inspire people all around the world to really bring their best. And to watch athletes compete for their country for the first time or win medals for their countries for the first time. To watch Andre DeGrasse win the gold medal in the 200 meter after winning a bronze medal in the 100 meter. I mean, it's just so phenomenal to watch these athletes bring their best. And this year in particular, in the absence of their family being in the stadium watching, their friends being there, having fans cheer them on, it really took an extraordinary mental capacity to attend and compete at the Olympics this year, but so inspiring. I hope you were inspired as much as I was watching. Today I wanted to focus on one story in particular, Penny Oleksiak, who is a Canadian Olympic swimmer, and she is now the most decorated Olympian from Canada. And she's won 7 medals over the last 2 Olympics. So she's 21 years old, she's a swimmer, and she just went on to have this incredible Olympic experience. And after she became Canada's most decorated Olympian, she sent out a particular tweet. So she said, "I just Googled Canada's most decorated Olympian and my name came up. And I want to thank my high school teacher who said to me, you should quit swimming and focus on school because swimming isn't going to get you anywhere." And she finished by saying, "This is what dreams are made of." And that tweet went on to just get lots of recognition and shares. And I think what Penny is saying here is so important for each of us. Coaches, teachers, mentors, parents have played such an important role in these Olympian stories. And we've heard that over and over again as they're there with their coaches and the work that's gone on and the support that's gone on to really help them be performing at their best. And to take that and put that into our own life, how important it is to have the cheerleaders, the support systems, the coaches, the people that are helping you pull the best out of you so you can accomplish your personal best. And just like you and I, these Olympians also have had naysayers along the way. People who are saying, hey, your dream's too big, that's gonna be tough. Maybe you should focus on your academics instead. Basically saying, quit on your dream and do something else. And I'm sure you can think of a time, I know I can think of a time where I had people saying, hey, maybe that dream's too big. Maybe you should choose a different direction. Maybe you're not ready for that. And these are well-intentioned people. But if we're not careful, those words and other people's opinions can really devastate dreams. Penny was very young. She was in high school when this was happening. She could have very easily heeded that advice and quit on her dreams, but she didn't. And I hope that you don't either. So the question that came to me from one of you was, should we have a backup to our dream or to our vision? Should we have a backup plan? And I love this question because how many times have we heard, oh, what's the backup plan? We should have a backup plan. What's plan B? And we've really been conditioned that we should have plan A and plan B and maybe C and D and E. So I wanted to address that in this video. Should you have a backup plan to your vision? And to share what my perspective on that is. And my short answer is no, I don't believe we should have a backup plan to our vision. We have multifaceted dreams, we have multifaceted visions. where they may include multiple passions, multiple intentions, multiple parts of our life. But if your dream, your vision really lights you up, I believe that's where our focus, that's where our energy should be, is in pursuing that dream. All the while you're holding and you're pursuing that dream, we're being flexible. We're realizing that some things are going to work out, some things aren't going to work out. We're going to have to pivot and change and sometimes even shift directions. But we're trusting in the process of the pursuit of the dream, that there'll always be other opportunities, that if this doesn't work out, if this fails, there'll be a new dream, a new idea. But bringing your full focus, your full energy to the pursuit of your dream is what creates excellence. And doing that, trusting that, you know what, if swimming doesn't work out, I can always pursue academics, right? We live this long life. We can have multiple dreams that we're pursuing. But what happens is if we've got plan A and plan B and plan C, if you can imagine, you're really spreading that energy out. In physics, there's a really great principle that the system with the least diversity conducts the most electricity or conducts the most power. If you can imagine having a straight line really connecting energy that has a lot more power than if you've got multiple branch offs and turns. And that's what happens to us when we've got plan A, B, or C. Our energy is divided and we're not bringing our full power, our full focus to our dream. So should you have a backup plan, my recommendation would be really bringing your full energy, your full attention to your vision, holding that really with that open hand, knowing that I'm doing everything I can to pursue this, and doors will continue to open for me if things don't go as I had planned, as I intended. But in the meantime, I'm giving this my all. We're working here with our mindset and the strategy. There's certain mindset and strategy required to bring your vision into your reality. So the mindset here is, what would an Olympic mindset look like as you're pursuing your vision? What would that be to really embody that Olympian mindset towards your vision, your dream? So that's the mindset we're bringing. The strategy is really pouring all of your energy, all of your attention in the pursuit of that dream, full focus. So what would that look like for you? I, again, hope that you were inspired by these athletes. They poured their hearts, their minds, their soul. They really, I believe, left everything in Tokyo this year, and I believe that they should be applauded for their efforts, especially in this year. I think that mental game was extra tough for our athletes this year, but did they ever put on an incredible performance? So bring that Olympian mindset into your dream this week. Here is to you living a life you love.